Greetings from surf camp on the Northwest Washington coast out near Nia Bay. Today I want to talk about mechanisms of plant synergy. I think there's a lot of poor understanding of what plant synergy is, and even some folks who don't even believe that it's a thing, which I think is uh, a, a sad commentary on the state of the science. Also, one of the huge benefits of synergistic principles that plants provide is low toxicity with frequently equal or greater efficacy than standard conventional pharmaceutical drugs. So I think that plants have a lot to offer and a lot to teach us by combining multiple molecules acting on different receptor systems. That's how synergy works biologically. You cannot just be working on one receptor system, and much of the time it requires multiple chemicals. So these synergistic multi-target effects, where multiple combinations affect multiple targets, enzymes, substrates, receptors, ion channels, transport protein, DNA, RNA. This is how synergy works on multiple pathways. One of the main mechanisms of synergy, and I'm going to do a separate video to discuss each one of these because I want to keep my videos shorter. But the combination of molecules together gives better efficacy. We see this often in pain studies where CBD is combined with THC, and the resultant effect is of a higher degree of efficacy. But also, plant chemicals and mixtures can decrease negative side effects. Caffeine, for example, can cause a lot of anxiety. But with tea, as opposed to coffee, tea contains a molecule called L-theanine, and L-theanine is GABAergic. It works on the GABA pathway, and it helps calm the system. So a lot of the times, even if a cup of tea has the equivalent amount of a cup of coffee, we don't get the same effect. L-theanine in and of itself can be a wonderful molecule as far as that goes. Synergistic mechanisms can improve absorption or improve how the body uses the chemicals. This can be pharmacokinetic or physiochemical effects. One way that some terpenes work, and I'm not saying terpenes in cannabis to be clear, but in many other plant studies, is that they can increase the lipid solubility, and also certain chemicals, non-terpene related plant chemicals, can also affect membrane fluidity, which can affect absorption and kinetics. Also, close to my heart with the plants are antibacterial mechanisms and enhanced antibacterial effects. We see that a lot of the times, if we are just using a single chemical, the bacteria or the bugs, so to speak, viruses, will quickly develop or can quickly develop resistance. But when we utilize a combinatory effect, that can decrease the development of antibacterial resistance, which is a huge problem in the world today, and it can also cause for a broader or wider spectrum of efficacy. And you'll see this in triple antibiotic ointments, for example. There's a reason there are 3 of them in there. A lot of the times the single molecules are not the best effect. And lastly, one of my favorites is when we are using plants together. They can reduce or eliminate or neutralize the toxicities of that might be presented by other plants or other agents. So in traditional Chinese medicine, this is a very common theme. Many times they're called envoy herbs or guide herbs. And the envoy herbs can improve the efficacy of an herbal formula by allowing us to use more of a therapeutic substance that might have some toxicity or a narrow therapeutic window and help broaden that. I talked a little bit about this in regards to foxglove digitalis in a prior video. If you're interested, you can check those out. And also, what's really cool about some of these guide herbs from the Chinese medicine perspective is they can target or guide the therapeutic actions to specific organs or to specific areas of the body. So not only can they reduce or eliminate toxicity and increase effects, but they can also help move the formula or the effectiveness to certain areas of the body. I think licorice and ginger on the western side of the botanical spectrum are very useful in this regard. In the next series of videos here from Surf Camp, I am going to be taking each of these points individually and going into them in more detail. So stay tuned if you would like more information. And you can follow me and my work at sweetwaterholistic.com. It's a small natural media health company. And I really appreciate you listening. I'm Dr. Jake Felice. Please like, please share, please comment, ask questions. I try to answer as many of the comments as I can, and I really appreciate you listening and hope everybody is well and staying cool this hot summer. Cheers.